Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. This segment today is called Wicked Wednesday. If you didn't know, Wednesday is the new release for new comics that come out every week. These are my recommendations for the best books to pick up on Wednesday. I will also name one book to be the speculation pick of the week. I know you guys are here primarily for New Comic Day, but there's more going on with the channel besides that. At the top of the homepage is going to say Home, Videos, Playlists, etc. You want to click on Playlists, and when you look in there, you'll see comics for sale, top 10s, special reports, everything about comics, and all broken down by category. So if you want to binge watch, click on the subject of your choice, and it will play them back to back without stopping. Thank you for your support and helping make Comic Power #1 in its category. And as always, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, now let's do what we came here for. DC Comics is giving us All-Star Batman #7. This is the title that's written by Scott Snyder, where they give him free reign to do whatever he wants to do with Batman, using his most iconic foes. Poison Ivy shows up in this one. She's one of my favorite characters to see cosplayed, and she'll make a live-action appearance in a future Gotham City Sirens movie alongside Catwoman and Harley Quinn. All-Star Batman is an incredible take on Batman. You should be reading this every time it comes out. Next up is Deathstroke #12. And he's been confirmed to be the villain in the next upcoming Batman solo movie. I don't know why they didn't save him for the Teen Titans. I don't know why they're not getting the movie either. It makes me scratch my head. I've always loved this character, and he's the inspiration behind Deadpool in the first place. Next up is Supergirl #6. I recommend this title because I love the artwork of Brian Ching. His interpretation of Supergirl is really, really good. It gives the character her own distinctive look. She's fighting a cyborg Superman in this. Next up is Justice League of America Rebirth #1. In this incarnation of the team, Batman and Lobo, who are well known, will be in a team with lesser known characters like Black Canary, Killer Frost, the Ray, Vixen, and the Atom. Next up is Wonder Woman issue #16. This is part 1 of a new story arc called God Watch. I really like that art. That's a good take on Wonder Woman. They are depicting her of less of a comic book hero and more of a mythological figure. They're going for that same look in the movie. Boy, I hope this movie is good. Speaking for the comic, it is, so you should be reading this. Next up, let's see what Marvel is up to. And that's going to be all new Wolverine #17. I admit, it took me a while to get used to see X-23 dressed up in Wolverine's old yellow costume, but I've warmed up to the character. As you can see in this one, she's going to be fighting Gambit. And I'm a big fan of the character Gambit. I think he's very, very cool. The Cajun Mutant. I'm not quite sure what they're doing with this cover here, showing X-23, aka Wolverine, out in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Another head scratcher. Sometimes Marvel just does stuff because they think it looks cool, and this confuses everybody. Next up is the Hulk #1, which is going to a second printing. This is the She-Hulk character, but they're dropping the She and just going with Hulk. The first print came out on December 28, 2016. It was Christmas, so nobody was paying attention. So it was underprinted. They're going for a gray Hulk look here. Issue 1 is worth a test drive to see where they're going to go with this. Next up is Jessica Jones #5. If you're keeping score, this is the 4th title in a row I've featured that has a lead female character. Women have come a long way in comics. Not just in the characters, but the creators as well, as writers, artists, etc. I love the watercolor style they've always used on these Jessica Jones covers. Jessica Jones is a great read, but for mature readers only. Before we continue, it is my obligation to give you the Just Say No to Marvel list. Don't get me wrong, Marvel drops some incredible books every week, but every once in a while they drop some curveballs that make you say, why? Seriously, why? Included on that list is Fool Killer #4. Nobody asked for this D-list character, but you got it anyway. They're putting Deadpool in it to try to sell this book, but you can't put lipstick on a pig. Pass. Next up is Deadpool the Duck #3 of a 5-part miniseries. Seriously, Marvel. Seriously. Is your plan to rape Deadpool for every last cent? Seriously. Oh boy. Okay, back to our regular scheduled program of what I do recommend for Marvel, which is going to be Star Wars Dr. Aphra #4. That's 5 lead female characters in a row. Like I told you before, you need to be getting Darth Vader #3, which is her first appearance. They spinned her off into her own series after that series ended with issue 25. And her solo series has been absolutely fantastic. This is all Star Wars canon, so you need to be following this. There's also the 40th anniversary variant cover shown here. Star Wars made its debut in 1977, so all comic releases are going to have a 40th anniversary special. Luke, use the Force. But remember the rule, don't pay more than $10 for a variant. Stick to that advice and don't overspend. Next up is the Totally Awesome Hulk #16. The covers sell this which look absolutely incredible. It also is a continuation of issue 15, where they gather all of Marvel's prominent Asian heroes and put them together on one team. So I'm curious to see where Marvel is going with this. Next up is Unworthy Thor number 3, which is going to a second print. And that horsehead Thor is Beta Ray Bill, one of the weirdest, strangest, and most fun characters you're going to find in the Thor universe. Thor, Odin's son, and Bill must team up to get the hammer back from the Collector. Issue number 4 is also out this week, and he has to battle Proximia Midnight and the Black Swan. Unworthy Thor is a 5-part miniseries, but you have to have the whole thing. You might want to go ahead and get a trade paperback later if you can't find the whole run. This is great stuff. The writer is Jason Aaron, and he deserves an Eisner for this, for real. You want this in your life. Next up is True Believers Wolverine Origin number 1. This is a reprint of the Origin miniseries, and Marvel is selling this for $1. This literally takes Logan back to his origins in Canada in the late 1800s, and his real name is actually James. A lot of people don't know that. Marvel is also releasing True Believers Wolverine Weapon X number 1. This reprints Marvel Comics Presents issues 72 through 74, which is Barry Windsor Smith's take on Wolverine and how the Weapon Plus system outfitted him with the adamantium metal on his bone structure. The Wolverine Origin movie tried to dip into this, but they didn't handle the material as well as they should have. Yeah, they blew it. So it's going to be cool to see the source material and you only have to pay $1. Next up is the Speculation Pick of the Week. And that's going to be the Kingpin number 1. I'm very excited for this issue because number 1, the Kingpin is such a cool villain, but number 2 is because it's written by Matt Rosenberg, who may already be my favorite writer in comics right now. He first got famous writing and creating We Can Never Go Home for Black Mass Studios, so the majors have called him now, and hopefully they gave him enough free reign to do what he wants to do. That's hopefully. The bigger the assignment, the more rules come with it, which could stifle your creativity, but ain't that what they hired you for in the first place? It doesn't make sense sometimes. As you can see, they have a lot of variants for this book, but that's to be expected. Marvel just loves them. The Kingpin was first introduced in The Amazing Spider-Man number 50 back in 1967, and he's been causing trouble ever since. Happy 5-0, Kingpin. Even though he started out as a Spider-Man villain, he's now the arch enemy of Daredevil now. Next up is our report on independent comics and small publishers. First up is Steven Universe number 1 from Boom Studios. This is a tie-in to the Emmy-nominated show on Cartoon Network. There's a 1/25 variant and a whole bunch of other variants as well. So if you love the show, you'll like this. Next up is Namesake number 4. This is the 4-part miniseries that's coming to an end right now. I really enjoyed this science fiction epic. It is really underrated. You should go back and find issue number 1 or get the trade when it comes out. Next up is Death Be Damned number 1 from Boom Studios. This is a horror science fiction tale about a woman seeking revenge on some desperados that killed her family, but she can't die until she seeks revenge on them. She hires an undertaker to help her out. Next up is Dollface number 2 from Action Lab Danger Zone. It's the story of a 17th century witch hunter that's brought into the present day world and is put in the body of a life-size doll. This is a follow-up from the same creators that create Zombie Tramp, and it's weirdly entertaining. Next up is John Carter, The End number 1 from Dynamite Comics. The John Carter character is the archetype of today's science fiction superhero. He predates Flash Gordon and Superman. He made his debut in 1917. Seriously, this guy was created when World War I was going on and Woodrow Wilson was the president. There's going to be 4 different covers for this issue, and I recommend you picking this up. Disney tried their hand at creating a live-action movie, but it was a colossal failure. It's really a shame that this character is not more popular in today's culture, being that he is the archetype of all these heroes after him. Next up is Red Sonja number 2 from Dynamite Comics. After the gimmick of issue number 1 being sold for a quarter, we're going to see if they can keep the momentum going with issue number 2. There's going to be a lot going on for this book, such as a very nice looking cosplay variant. Plus, Jason Scott Campbell is back for more action. That looks lovely. In this version of the character, instead of fighting in that medieval setting, she gets transported into modern day New York. So instead of battling Dungeons and Dragons, she's battling the police. Next up is Marry Me number 2 from Keen Spot Entertainment. The premise of this comic is there is a young female pop star who's really in the dumps about her love life. So when she sees a fan that holds up a sign that says "Marry Me" at one of her concerts, she actually does. Was issue number 1 just a gimmick, or can they keep this going? We're going to see if it's just a novelty or if this actually has legs. Next up is going to be Stalinverse Divinity 3 Shadowoman number 1. This is one of the spin-offs from the Divinity miniseries and what happens when the Valiant characters are soldiers for the Soviet in a reality when the Soviet Union won the Cold War and not the United States. So Shadow Man, Exo Man of War, and Bloodshot are all communists. Next up, and also from Valiant, is Ninjak issue number 24. This is a continuation of the Seven Blades of Master Dark storyline. We got espionage, ninjas, action, horror. This has it all. And man, look at that art. And oh yeah, by the way, Ninjak is going to be a live action web series played by Michael Rowe, who played Deadshot on Arrow. The woman in the red hair is named Roku. He's got a complicated relationship with her, sometimes his enemy, sometimes his lover, sort of like Catwoman to Batman or Elektra to Daredevil. If you're not reading Ninjak, you are missing quite a show. And lastly, let's see what Image is up to. Happy 25th anniversary, by the way, Image. First up is Moonshine number 5, which is a period piece during the Prohibition era, but it has a horror element underneath. One of those things you gotta make room for, but man, it's good. You should be reading this. Next up is Spawn, issue 270. Tell me the truth, in 1992 when you first saw Spawn, did you ever think he would make it to 270 issues? Todd McFarlane is a freaking genius. And a rebooted Spawn live action movie would be most welcome. Next up is The Wicked and the Divine, number 26. I recommend this every month that it comes out. It's the story of the pantheon, pagan gods of the past that have come to our time, inhabiting the bodies of young people and turning them into pop stars to influence the public. Next up is Motor Crush, number 3. Taking place about 50 years in the future, it's the story of an African-American female motorcycle racer. She's the first black LBGT character to have her own title in comics. She risked her life to save her girlfriend in issue number 2, and in issue number 3, she's in for the race of her life. I highly recommend this book. Last but not least is East of West number 31. This is John Hickman's masterpiece and a apocalypse western. Being that it's Hickman, the story arcs are long, but it's fantastic. There's also the swipe cover that gives homage to the 1990s Image books inspired by Rob Liefeld. That's about it for today. Thank you for watching Wicked Wednesday, where I review all the new comic books for a new comic day. Be sure to follow my blog at comicpower.net. On social media, follow me at facebook.com/comicpower.net and comicpower-universe.tumblr.com. And don't forget twitter.com/comicpowersub. I also sell comics on eBay at this link. This is Comic Killer 72 for Comic Power saying bye-bye. And don't forget to share this video, click on subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and tell everyone you know about this channel to help it grow. Thank you for your support.